The silent battlefield. A dim red light bathed the sky as the massive warship descended, its presence pressing upon the arid earth like an omen of doom. The Gracanti had arrived, feline warriors of legendary stature, each towering over even the strongest of Earth's beasts. Their black, gold, and silver armor shimmered beneath the eerie glow, a testament to their battle-forged legacy. The ship's colossal doors hissed open, and the first wave of warriors emerged in perfect synchronization. 2,000 elite soldiers fanned out, their piercing eyes scanning the desolate expanse before them. They had come for one reason: to conquer. The primitive race that had dared challenge them would be crushed beneath their might. They had waged wars across the stars for millennia, and this would be no different. Under the Great Compact, the unyielding law of the cosmos, civilizations could challenge one another for dominion over systems. The terms were absolute. Each side could bring no more than 10,000 warriors, and the victors would claim the system as their own. The losers could withdraw, challenge again, or face total annihilation. The Gracanti had no intention of losing. Their armaments were the pinnacle of advanced warfare, their strategies refined through centuries of conquest. This planet, Taranth VI, was a wasteland of sulfuric storms and volcanic plains, conditions that suited them perfectly. As they formed their battle lines, poised for the slaughter, they were met with nothing but silence. No enemy formations, no war cries. Only an eerie stillness. Then, the first shot. A single, precise flash split the sky. A Gracanti general collapsed without a sound, a small hole carved through the back of his helmet. His body twitched once, then lay still. The surrounding warriors tensed, their eyes darting in search of the attacker. Another shot. A second Gracanti fell. Then another. Panic rippled through their ranks. There were no sounds of battle, no sign of an opposing force. Just silent death, one soldier at a time. "We're under attack," a commander roared, but the words barely left his mouth before he too was struck down. The warriors fired wildly into the air, into the barren land, into the darkness. But their enemy did not respond. No return fire, no visible foe. It was as if the shadows themselves had turned against them. The Gracanti scrambled for cover, their once perfect formation crumbling into disorder. One soldier, crouched behind a jagged rock, hesitated before peeking over. A whisper of wind, and a bullet found its mark. His head snapped back, his lifeless body collapsing in a heap. Chaos erupted. Explosions ignited across the battlefield, their transport ships targeted with devastating precision. Flames consumed entire squads as missiles rained from the sky, reducing their escape routes to smoldering wreckage. A detachment of 400 warriors, desperate to flee, sprinted toward a bridge spanning a deep chasm. Just as they reached the midpoint, the structure detonated, sending them plummeting into the abyss below. Their numbers dwindled with terrifying speed. The once mighty army of 2,000 was now a mere 1,100. With no choice but to press forward, they entered an abandoned industrial complex, their desperation growing with every step. It was there they encountered something unsettling: an ancient metallic idol, a towering bird-like figure grasping two rusted discs. Curiosity got the better of one warrior, and as he reached out to touch it, the trap was sprung. The ground beneath them collapsed, swallowing hundreds in an instant. Only 900 remained. Another squad of 400 pushed toward what appeared to be a fortified gate. Salvation seemed within reach, but then came the gunfire. Snipers, unseen and merciless, picked them off with ruthless efficiency. The Gracanti retaliated, but they were shooting at ghosts. In the face of an invisible enemy, their mighty weapons were useless. As their numbers dwindled to a mere handful, panic gave way to despair. The final 10 warriors huddled together, their once proud postures reduced to trembling fear. One, driven mad by the unseen horrors, staggered forward, his voice breaking with desperation. "Show yourselves," he bellowed. Fight like warriors. No response. Just the wind. Then, 9 fell in an instant. Silent shots, perfectly placed. The last Gracanti remained standing, his body shaking as he clutched his fallen brother's bloodied hand. His vision blurred, his mind teetering on the edge of madness. Then he heard a whisper of movement, so slight it was almost imperceptible. His eyes darted upward as the enemy emerged. 24 figures materialized from the dense foliage, their bodies painted in streaks of black and green, blending seamlessly with the terrain. They moved with inhuman grace, their high-caliber rifles poised with lethal precision. They were human. The last warrior barely had time to react before a final shot rang out, ending him. Silence returned to the battlefield. But the war was not yet over. The remnants of the Gracanti fleet orbiting above received a transmission, a recording of the massacre below. The panic in their voices was unmistakable. They initiated an emergency retreat, their ships scrambling to escape the planet's gravity well. But humanity had planned for this. As the fleet ascended, they triggered a minefield, a vast network of magnetic explosives, each armed with nuclear payloads. The Gracanti had no time to react. One by one, their ships vanished in cataclysmic bursts, their once mighty fleet reduced to fragments of fire and debris. A single vessel remained, barely limping through the void. Humanity allowed it to escape. A warning. The galaxy watched in horror as the recording of Taranth VI spread across the stars. The Gracanti, once feared conquerors, had been obliterated. And the message was clear. A transmission echoed through the cosmos. Let this be known. Strength is not measured by size, nor by numbers, nor by arrogance. We are humanity, and we do not forgive. Civilizations whispered in hushed voices. The stars seemed darker, colder. The Gracanti had challenged humanity, and they had paid the price in blood. The galaxy would end. Forget. And no one would dare challenge them again.